7-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levis swings it to Scatterbo. Scatterbo breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Another touchdown. Scatterbo is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
On this team this year. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025. Today. This one the other way. Still going back. That's the track. Walks up and down.
Edwards pulls off and buries it.
Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.
Takes his shot for Derby. Flag out. Doesn't matter. Touchdown.
What is up? What is good? My Pitchfork Lunch peeps, welcome into Mike. What day is it? Hump day. Woo-woo. Yep, that is still Mama's favorite commercial, and as you Pitchfork Lunchers know, I do that every Wednesday, dedicating that to Mama. Yes. Still, like I said, I know it's became her favorite modern day commercial with my name in it. Mikey likes it. The Life cereal commercial. Mikey will eat anything, which me growing up pretty much almost true except for the olives and onions. But anyway, neither here nor there with that, right? But again, welcome into Pitchfork Lunch, guys. I am Michael Carasino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. You can watch the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. And also, you know where else you can watch it? I know you will be so shocked when I remind you of this. The phenomenal world of IG. You can go to IG and check out the show live there. It's at michael.caratonito.5. So, yes, a dot between first and last name, then a .5. Bam, you are right there with the IG. And last but not least, guys, I will remind you this every day, as you know, is the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube and watch live. Please watch live. But while you're watching live, subscribe to the channel because, guys, I'm so stoked you guys are here. Forks up to you being here. But if you've missed any Pitchfork Lunch, you've missed a lot. And on top of that, you've missed a lot of phenomenal con reviews that we have here. But you know, I'm going to say to you, where have you been? For you new viewers, again, Forks Up, stoked you're here. But where have you been? Shame on you. But I got you covered because you go to YouTube, you watch the show live there. Hit me up in the comments. Comment there all you will. Watch live, but then subscribe because you can watch season 1, binge watch season 1, still watch season 3, binge watch season 2 as you're still watching season 3, and then get all caught up. And a lot of these con reviews, again, multiple guests, multiple friends of the show that we've developed. You can check out and you can go back and see it all, and it'll make sense. And again, from coaches, players, voices, analysts, alum, a phenomenal athletic director, phenomenal alum. We have a ton there. So I started this ultimate ASU show. Homer, people named it the Homer Show. Greg Moore, I'm Uncle Homer. Thanks to Greg Moore, great, phenomenal writer. And he nicknamed me Uncle Homer. But again, it's not all rainbows and unicorns, as you know. But nonetheless, go to YouTube, you guys. You know how to get there. Human name Michael Carasino, but the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe because, my friends, you have a very you have a lot to catch up on. But I mean, being there on YouTube, again, you can and anything you might think of that I've missed, again, just been recently been out to swimming, gonna get out there more. We heard from softball yesterday, gonna get some sit downs there. Coach Bartlett, again, the season starting tomorrow for softball. Baseball, again, Coach Bloomquist not too far behind. And yeah, it's just so much obviously going on. Women's hoops tonight, they host Oklahoma State, looking to get back in the win column at DFA, where they have only dropped one game, as you guys know, and that was to Kansas State. But going to guess Oklahoma State, who just beat that team down south the other day too, is gonna maybe we'll see some zone out of Oklahoma State. But McKenna Brackens tore that up, so we'll talk about that. We'll get there. We'll hear from hockey as hockey hosts St. Cloud State back at Mullett Arena this weekend. But softball, like I said, guys, they get going, and they have Tulsa, and then they have Oklahoma tomorrow. Again, Kajikawa Classic, they're playing 2 tomorrow. One Friday, one Saturday, one Sunday. So, again, it's awesome to always open up with that at Club Farrington. If you have not been out there, man, go hang it. Man, Coach Bartlett wants to know, where have you been? And, again, Coach Bartlett, friend of the program. And we'll be grabbing her. We'll be grabbing her soon. We were talking about that yesterday. We'll be grabbing her soon. She had some again, the coaches, again, with their meetings, when they have them in the off season, they have them right before the season starts, stuff like that. So she had some prior obligations. So, but you know, Coach Bartlett, she will be on soon. My Sun Devil softball fans and just Sun Devil Nation peeps because, again, she's done such a phenomenal job. Yes, the former Notre Dame player. So, you know what? I have not asked her about that the last 2 seasons. Not about playing Notre Dame. I asked her about playing Notre Dame, but just you'll see when we get to it. You'll see. But nonetheless, man, they have a phenomenal opening weekend. The Kajikawa Classic kicks it off, honoring the coach that coached many sports. I mean, softball, football. Again, a phenomenal Sun Devil from the past, but was at ASU a very, very long time. So, and last year his granddaughter, so his daughter or granddaughter, threw out the first pitch. So that was absolutely awesome. So we'll see what goes down there. I, of course, will be there tomorrow. Hit me up in the comments, if you're going to be there. But yes, we will hear from hockey. Too, like I said, they are hosting St. Cloud State, and they need a little bit of a victory. They need a sweep of a series would be phenomenal, and they do that down to 29 in the EPI. 29. I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, so it's we'll hear from hockey, and actually we'll hear from Joel Shelberg and Sam Alfano, the freshman who coaches mentioned to me, a 6'4" freshman, man. And this kid is just growing and growing and growing. And again, unfortunately, with the injuries, all that's gone on, as you guys know, yes, unfortunately, it is part of the game. But Sam Alfano and Joel Shelberg, heard from them yesterday. Going to bring it to you guys again ahead of the wonderful matchup they have Friday with St. Cloud State. That'll be here. So yes, they do that. We'll get into more records, but we'll hear from them in a little bit. So yes, but yeah, man, hoops tonight, guys. Let's go with it. Oh, but YouTube again. I forgot to tell you. So when you go to YouTube and subscribe, you see my name, Michael Carrots, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC 005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Again, you will be inundated. Again, Pitchfork Lunch just bringing it to you. And again, we have con reviews here. People say, aren't they just interviews? No, it's conversations. They're interviews, but they're conversations while we're learning a lot about them. Obviously, their season, their team, everything. So rock on to that. So yes, that is what we have. So go to YouTube and do that. But yes, we will hear from Joel Shelberg and Sam Alfano coming up in a little bit. But tonight, women's hoops, guys, like I said, they take on Oklahoma State, and the 18-5 Sun Devils, which means Molly Miller is 50-8 in her last 58 games, had a 33-34 home court game win streak. Yeah, that's coaching. But it is Wear Pink Night, by the way. I will mention that for breast cancer awareness, the game promo. But it is Wear Pink Night. So, yes, the jerseys will have I know it will be white. I'm pretty sure with pink numbers, they will have that. So, yes, they will have the white jerseys with the pink numbers. It is Big Pink Night. So feel free to, again, wear that and get out to the game tonight. As, like I said, the Sun Devils are 18-5 overall. They are 5-5 in conference play. Again, at 500, want to stay above it. 12-1 at home, obviously just fell to K-State, and then 6-4 away. Which again, over 500, absolutely huge, and that's how again teams get the turn. But they got some doozies coming up against Oklahoma State, like I said tonight, and then Baylor. They're at Baylor, and then they come home February 11th for Utah, and then February 14th, Valentine's Day, 11 a.m. They are down in Tucson taking on that team down south. So, and then they're at Iowa State after that. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun little stretch here. But these are definitely Oklahoma State, Baylor. Oh, by the way, tonight's game's on ESPN Plus. Baylor on Saturday at Baylor's 4 is on FS1. Just so you guys know, don't forget that. And yeah, but Molly Miller, I mean, again, the job they've done, and like I said, McKenna Brackens, this, well, man, again, this UNLV transfer, what she has meant to this team, and again, how they've played, and Gabby Elliott and Molly Washington's, and, you know, Elisa Cayetta, we've seen her come on. I mean, just, Lex Hammer posted something on Twitter, and I shared it, like, her time at ASU and, like, what she's done and what she's, like, before ASU and now being at ASU and just growing and developing. And like Coach said, I mean, Astor's only a sophomore, guys. But yeah, when you look at their season stats, I mean, for they're averaging 66.8 points per game and giving up 58.2. So, I mean, again, defense. And again, Molly Miller talking all about that, and it's true. But yeah, the top two leading scorers, the aforementioned Gabby Elliott and McKenna Brackens. Elliott averaging 16.7 a game. McKenna Brackens 14.7 a game, along with 6.9 rebounds. And yeah, she leads the team in rebounds. So she's second in scoring, tops in rebounds, basically 7 rebounds, so 14 and 7 a game. I mean, this kid just blowing up. And then Gabby Elliott too. Yeah, and struggled a little bit against that K-State zone. The Devils, I mean, they were down by 24 at one point. You guys know they made a huge run back into the game. And I mean, we heard from Molly Miller on Monday. And yeah, I mean, but guys, I'm telling you, this team, with what, 8? What did I say? 8? I think it's 8 games left. Let's see. So yes, including tonight, 8 games. So after tonight, there'll only be 7 games left. But still, but yeah, Baylor, Oklahoma State tonight. I mean, who is, by the way, they're having a pretty solid season, my friends. As when you look at the Big 12, I mean, obviously, yes, Texas Tech, TCU are up top. TCU's up top. Well, TCU and Baylor. Sorry, Texas Tech dropped a 3rd game in conference. I forgot to mention that. But they're still 21-3 overall. So yeah, and they're number 18 in the country. But TCU right now is 8-2, as is Baylor. TCU is 20-3. Baylor's 19-4. And then Texas Tech, like I said, 8-3, as is West Virginia, who that game got away. But Oklahoma State 7-3 right now, and Oklahoma State 7-3 in conference play, guys, and 18-5 overall. So when we look at the Cowgirls conference losses, they did lose to Baylor. They did lose to Baylor 77-68, and then they lost to TCU. Both teams ranked 69-61, and then but a little upset loss there. Colorado got them 79-65, but then they turned around, beat BYU, and like I said before, 67-51, and then took care of that team down south in Tucson, 88-69. So 6:30 tonight, they will be coming to DFA. And you guys need to be there. Again, it is Wear Pink Night. But, yeah, so you look at the standings there. And I mean, you look at at certain possible tournament teams. I mean, TCU, Baylor, Texas Tech, West Virginia, they're all ranked. I mean, as long as they're all going. Oklahoma State, I mean, this could be a big win for ASU because then you would go up to 6-5, which Iowa State's 6-5 right now too. But you go for 6-5, and I mean, we get the numbers. There's a lot of hoops to be played left, but yes, 8 games left. I mean, if they go 4-4, right? If they go 4-4, they would be 22-9. So, I mean, no. And if you go 4-4 and you win your first game in the Big 12 tournament, which is in Kansas City, like I don't see how you. Again, you got to look at scale. I guess this and that conference, but don't tell me the top part of the Big 12 and even Iowa State, who Iowa State right now is 6-5 in conference play, and then 18-5 overall. Iowa State's 18-5 though too. So I mean, again, you look at Utah, who's 6-4 and 15-7 overall. So I mean, look, this conference again. They can say the projections now, and it is early. That's that. So, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to step aside when we get back. Joel Schelberg and Sam Alfano, Sun Devil Hockey. We will hear from them what they have to say. Obviously, again, another player, left the team, which chose to sign, which is a bummer. And which was I will get that in a second. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, though, we will hear from Schelberg and Sam Alfano. So don't go too far. We're going to take, like I said, a quick break, and we will be back right after this. More Pitchfork Lunch coming up. Nope, just kidding. Yep, there we go. Picture in picture. But we are back here on a Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, formerly known as the Twitter. Yes, you see the Cowboys hat. This is hatched in honor of Sun Devil, phenomenal great Darren Woodson, who should be in the NFL Hall of Fame because, again, you look at the safeties of the modern day safeties that are in, and I'm not saying they don't deserve to be in, but tell me what they did that Darren Woodson didn't do. Just telling you right now. Again, Sun Devil, so forks up to that. And yes, he was a Cowboy, but Darren Woodson to the Hall of Fame. But yes, so I'm Mike Harrison at Diablo00 on X, formerly known as Twitter. You can see the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, the IG, Michael.Carrotino.5, and of course the YouTube channel. You go to YouTube and then go to M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. And subscribe you've missed a plethora of phenomenal con reviews. That's all I'm going to say. And some sound too. And speaking of sound, I promise you, here is we're going to hear from Sam Alfano and Joel Shelberg as they get set to take on St. Cloud State. They wrap up obviously the split with Colorado College, but trying to see if they can stack up a 2 wins at Mullett this weekend, Friday, Saturday. So again, we will see what can be done there. So I will, So without further ado, here is Sam Alfano, the freshman, and the sophomore Joel Shelberg from Sun Devil Hockey.
Any key takeaways?
Well, we just have to do the small things better. I think obviously blowing a 5-2 lead in the third on Friday is unacceptable. But we got to stay positive. It's at the end of the season. We have to keep everyone positive and take the positives from the weekend.
I think it's on us to kind of make our own energy. I think that's right now. A lot of bodies down. It's a tough time of the season, but it's on us. We're hockey players first and foremost, so we gotta create our own energy and be ready to go every night.
With all the hits that you guys have taken with losing players this season, any injuries and departures, what is just the vibe in the locker room heading into this final month?
Well, we have what we have, and we're all good players. Like, I feel like we have people who can, fill their role, and other people have to step up and take what Potsy and Becker and those guys bring. We have all around good players, so we just have to step up.
There's not a lack of belief in that room. Like we have the belief in who we are dressing every single night. We can beat everyone. We've showed it this year, and we're in any game against any team in the league, and I think we just have to take that belief into each game.
Really tough times kind of with injuries and stuff right now. How do you see coaches working together like Hicks and Powers to kind of keep you guys afloat and everything? How do they help you?
Well, they're doing a good job of trying to keep us positive, and trying to motivate us. So I think that's a huge part, especially right now where we're at. So
we're all in this together. Coaches, players, we have each other's back. They give us all the tools to be successful, and we have to go out there and do a better job of executing right now.
You mentioned obviously, blowing a 5-2 lead, but still winning in overtime. You guys have played all kinds of roller coaster games this year, been involved in all of them. How do you feel it's helped the team grow?
Well, setbacks are always a good thing to grow from, I think. But we've blown too many third period leads this year, and at some point we have to learn from it, and we're just gonna have to do that right now.
Yeah, sometimes hard lessons are good to have, but at the same time, if you keep having those hard lessons, how much are you really learning each time? And I think we have to do a better job, of just learning from each setback we have, and hopefully what happened this past weekend won't happen again, because I don't think anyone was happy, even though we got the OT win with how we got there.
With how close the margins are between fourth place and last place in the NCHC right now, point-wise, how does that just speak about the level of competitiveness you guys are going into every single weekend?
Well, obviously, every team here is good, and the NCHC, like every team, can compete. So we're just gonna have to try and get as many points as we can, and raise the level of the execution.
Yeah, you're getting every team's best right now, every single night. Teams are desperate for points, And I think, whether you're playing the last place team, I don't know who that is right now, or, fourth place, it's teams are desperate. And, we have to match that desperation every night.
Sam, I mean, I'll mention all the injuries. You have 7 points in your last 5 games. What are your thoughts on your growth this past stretch?
Yeah, honestly, I think sometimes you get the bounces, sometimes you don't. I think lately I've been getting the bounces, and it feels good. But at the same time, there's a lot more room for me to improve consistently. I know I feel right now I'm having one game good and one game not to my not to where I want it to be. So I think there's a lot more consistency for me to build in my game for sure.
Joel, Saturday's game, you guys spent a lot of time in your own zone. What do you think is key in this weekend, making sure you guys are on the attack instead of playing most of the game back on your heels?
Well, you win with defending, I think. So if we defend well, then everything else is gonna come. You're gonna get more goals on time and better possession. So I think that's key to defend.
With several freshmen on that deep core, how have you seen them grow throughout the season?
Well, college is tough, right? But I think they've all done a great job. They've all grown into the role, and I think they're doing a great job.
Thank you.
And there you go. Yes, Joel Shelberg, or Sam Alfano, and Joel Shelberg and Alfano. I mean, you always talk about him just the way he's come on. And guys, I mean, as a freshman, getting used to college hockey. And there's talent out there. I know, go figure, right? There's talent out there. So, but Shelberg and Alfano, and Shelberg defensively, I know he's got just again holding his line when he's out there. And I mean, also he scored his first career goal. I mean, last year again he was a sophomore this year, but as a freshman, I thought he had one or two, and I went back and looked. I'm like, nope, but he does this year. So his first career goal is absolutely awesome. And then he had the OT winner. So I mean, 6-5 in overtime. You're up 5-2. I mean, they were up 2-0 after the first, guys. I remember, like I told you, I watched the first and the second period. They're up, 2-0 after one, and then they outscored Colorado College 3-2. I mean, 5 goals in the second alone, but 3 of the Devils, so they're up 5-2. And then they get shut out 3-0. But then in overtime, Shelburne gets he was on the ice with instead of playing 3 forwards, going 2 forwards and a defenseman there on the 3-on-3 as overtime is. Coach Powers, the way he, and look, I know he's not the only coach that does it, but I mean, yes, you have to have a pulse of your team, and yes, chemistry and seeing how guys will fit, and again, yes, covering the ice, but not overlapping and crowding it to make it overstate the obvious hockey aficionados easier for the defense. But yeah, so Shimmick with the assist, well, Lucius and Shimmick with the assist, but Shimmick got the primary assist, and he just blasted it in. So stoked for him. Yeah, like you said, I mean, shouldn't have got to that point, but I mean, you look at, in the first period, Shimmick scored and Logan Morrell scored, and then in the second, Colorado College got the first 2 to tie it up, and then Sam Alfano, shorthanded goal. but either way, so then it's 2-2, and then at the 18-16 mark, Ryan Alexander puts it in, and then to make it 2-2, and then Alfano gets back-to-back goals. Colorado College got to 58 seconds in. They got a goal in the second period, and then it was and then less than a minute, about 44 seconds later, they got Colorado College gets a tying goal from Ryan Alexander, and then Sam Alfano gets the tying goal or go-ahead goal again at the 16-18 mark, and then at the 11:52 mark, Alfano gets his second goal, and then Ty Nash at 6:42 gets a goal as Alfano with the assist. So, it was a hell of a game I know I should have mentioned that probably on Monday, and I mentioned how they came back, and it shouldn't have went to overtime, but just a roller coaster game, and you're on the road. And but then Schellberg gets the winner. So again, awesome to see that. Like you said, they shouldn't have gotten in that position, right? They should have definitely have not gotten in that position. But yeah, again, I love both those guys, and I love how they're playing. Like you said, that's why. When I asked a question about just having played in every single type of game, getting scores, getting goals, in every way possible this season, the special teams being good, but somebody said, yeah, they shouldn't have came back. We need to have better third periods, and the team has said that, and coaches said that. So it's the consistency of putting it together, and then not just holding on in the third, obviously still taking the game to the other team. And again, obviously there's another team out there trying to get you to not do that. So that is that. But hey, we're gonna take one last quick break, and then when we get back, we're gonna focus on women's hoops. Wrap up with women's hoops again. So they play Oklahoma State tonight, and again, it is Pink Night is breast cancer awareness night. So you can partake in that. But we'll step aside real quick, and we will have more Pitchfork Lunch coming right up. We'll wrap up with women's hoops on the other side. All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on XR, as formerly known as the Twitter. Check out the show live there every day, Monday to Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Caratino.5, and the phenomenal YouTube channel where you need to subscribe to, because if you've missed any shows, shame on you, but Forks Up, I got you covered. As you can go to YouTube and you see my name, Michael Caratino, but it's at N as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005. At MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. So, by the way, I know in mentioning everything going on, men's hoops, yes, 11-11. They need to go on one heck of a run, as they have. They're at Utah tonight. That's at 7, so a half hour after the men's will start. And that's on CBS Sports. You can also listen on 98.7 FM. But they're at Utah, then they're at Colorado, and then they come home for Oklahoma State Tuesday, the 10th, and then they have a week off, and then they play Texas Tech at home, And then they're at Baylor on the 21st, and then at TCU on the 24th, and then home for Utah on the 28th. March 3rd, they're home for Kansas. And they finish the season at Iowa State. So 9 games left, and I mean it's a tough climb because you got, like I said, you got KU and Iowa, your last 2, and then Texas Tech mixed in there, Baylor, TCU. Yeah. So if you get these wins at Utah and Colorado, tough, but you win tonight. So, and we will recap that tomorrow as well. Again, we'll see what Coach Early, again, it seemed like, again, they don't have quit in them. They're fighting, they might be undermanned, but all right, sorry about that. That was very awkward, but nonetheless, for like I said, the women's team, if they able to get this win tonight, they would go to 6-5 in conference play, and that would drop Oklahoma State to 7-4. They could be 19-5 overall. So again, you're approaching 20 approaching 20 wins, and and last 2 seasons, I mean, there were some injuries too, which was frustrating, but nonetheless, just the fact that they can get to 20 wins and well over 20 wins. Like I said, they go 4-4. They're 22-9. I mean, they have the same record as Iowa State right now. They're both 18-5. So, yeah, Houston. They got to. I mean, Houston's 1-9 in conference play. Arizona's 1-9. Like, you got to either beat them. I mean, when you look at their schedule left, I mean, obviously Iowa State is a very tough team. But I mean, yeah, Oklahoma State, and then Baylor, who is 15 in the country. Like I said, they are. Well, again, they're both Baylor and TCU are 8-2. So you got Baylor, which is after Oklahoma State, and then Utah and Arizona. I mean, like I said, Utah is 6-4 and 15-7 overall. So, and didn't they? Hold on. Yeah, they beat Utah 69-68 at Utah. So revenge again when they get there, but they got to focus on Oklahoma State first. They have to focus. I'm just giving it to you what they have left. So they did beat Utah 69-68. And then it's the only time they played Baylor, and it's at Baylor. So again, tough. But then you got Utah at DFA, and then you go down to Tucson, like you said. Again, teams 1-9, and yeah, it's a rivalry game. Records do truly in this rivalry, and amongst many, many others, but records truly mean nothing. So, but you need to win that game. And then Iowa State, like I said, on the 18th, and they are again 6-5 and 18-5 overall. So they have the leading scorer in the nation in Audi Crooks, who is the leading scorer not just in the Big 12 but in the nation. And then Houston, who, like I said, is 1-9, and then BYU, who they fell to 71-62. And I mean, again, that game got away, but that was definitely a game they could have won. And I mean, you look at BYU in conference, and they're 5-5 as well. It's like, and they're we're listed ahead of ASU. So is Kansas State, who's 5-5 because they both beat ASU. But ASU has a chance to get that revenge against the Cougs and yeah, there will be quite a few BYU fans. Not as many as U of A, but guys, you need to show out for that game on the February 25th, and then March 1st they're at Texas Tech, who of course is 21-3 overall, number 18 in the country right now. So yeah, but like I said, 4-4. I think it's absolute worst they would go. I think they should be Houston. They should be Arizona. You should be. I'm not gonna say should, but you can definitely beat Utah again. You can beat BYU. Then can they steal Baylor or Texas Tech? Or Iowa State. It's wow, yeah. So that is that. But yeah. But yeah, I will say this: the way, again, that starting line at McKenna Bryant last year, Poa again, like defensively, her leadership, like and man, what was it, Maya Williams? Yeah, Maya Williams, a freshman from Mission Viejo, California, playing a lot. Jaya Levette had a good game last game too, off the bench. So I mean, but yeah, Gabby Elliott, like I said, just crushing it. Again, Marley Washington actually did a good job of staying out of foul trouble against K-State. But again, what she means on the floor, what she's done, what they do defensively, I mean, definitely a huge cog to it. And then, like I said, McKenna Bracken's, again, absolutely solid. But, I mean, Poa, for what she's done, yeah, absolutely money. So, yes, I mean, but they got their work cut out for them as, you look at, like I said, points per game. As a team, Oklahoma State is leading the conference in 86 points a game. But ASU is fourth in the conference defensively, only giving up 58.2 a game. So, I mean, it is key to hold Oklahoma State under their average. I know that overstates the obvious, but the Devils, I mean, Oklahoma State is first at 86. ASU's 14th at 66.8 points a game. But again, they're outscoring their opponents by average of 10 because they're only giving up 58 points a game. Field goal percentage, Oklahoma State's fourth at 47.7%. We're fourth in the Big 12, not in the country. And then and neither team ranked in the top 5 in blocks or rebounds. But when you look at the leaders rebound-wise, Oklahoma State's 6, as they're averaging 39.4 a game. ASU is 13 at 36.6. So, I mean, again, between 6th and 14th there, 6th and 13th, I mean, it's 3 rebounds. So, again, 3 rebounds, very important, very huge, but I'm just saying that's where they're at. So, forks up, let's go get out there. 6:30 p.m. tonight, wear pink it is wear pink night. Breast cancer awareness info at the game tonight. So, yes, let's go. Let's get it done. The men need to get it done at Utah. So, forks up to men's and women's hoops tonight. Let's get it going. I'll be out at women's hoops, obviously. And then softball. I mean, we're going to hit that hard tomorrow because softball is getting going tomorrow. And Friday, by the way, a guest for Friday. I know I mentioned Coach Powers next Tuesday, but guess for Friday, we're going to have a young man from Sun Devil football who's still currently with Sun Devil football. Again, hasn't entered the draft or graduated yet. That will be on the show on Friday. And that is what we call a tease. So, yes, we'll have an awesome Sun Devil football guest on Friday, and looking very forward to that. So, but I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a phenomenal rest of your Mike Days at Hump Day. Woo-woo. Yep, that's for Mama. As you guys know, my mama, that's her favorite commercial with my name in it. So, yes, she will still chuckle to this day and laugh because, well, let's face it, it's entertaining. So, but yeah, I'm going to get out of here again. Hashtag Darren Woodson to the Hall of Fame because he is a Sun Devil. He is, and the way he played he's already in the ASU Hall of Fame. He's a Sun Devil Hall of Famer. Should be in the NFL Hall of Fame. Not even a question to me. And again, it's ridiculous. But yes, so hashtag Darren Woodson to the Hall of Fame, and I will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys know, thanks to reigning back-to-back Big 12 volleyball champs, women's volleyball, for always reminding me and sharing with you that it is hashtag our state. Yes, Team Down South. That is for you to remember. It is hashtag our state. So remember that Team Down South. And I mean, it's okay. We know. It's okay. You can admit it. So yes, and have a phenomenal rest of your day. And you guys know it. Go Devils. But as always, I will see you tomorrow. And as always, Forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call. Play fake. Farmer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Pull. Touchdown. Quick flag.
3rd down and 5. Levitt swings it to Scatterboom. Scatterboom breaks defenders. Here he goes again. Scatterboom is the running back, and he is immediately met in the backfield, runs through the contact, and then throws a shoulder for good measure.
Revenge on this defense here. That is true. High in the air. Right center field. Brandon Compton. Welcome to 2025.
Edwards pulls off and buries it. Richardson drives out for Robbie Ryan. Hurt 3 right on the money.